Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly... Still haven't got a name for it yet. I'll be your friendly Witcher master today, because today we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign, playing our Talsorian's outstanding The Witcher RPG. And with me today are the stars of the Witcher campaign. This arc of the campaign has been called The Season of Ravens. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and there are no levels in this game, so that's it. That's all I need to know. First up is Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm playing Sindai. He is an elf mage.
Nice. And next up is Sean.
I am playing Werzium, a Witcher from the Viper School.
Awesome. Next up is Robert.
I am playing Gravik, a dwarf doctor from Caedwin, and he's been sleeping for a while after a rather disastrous encounter with
He did suffer a pretty horrific head injury about 2 months ago, so it's easy for him to lose track of what's been going on. Yeah. And last but certainly not least is James.
And I am Selena, the 13-year-old stiletto queen of Sidaris.
Yep.
Stiletto queen.
All right. So then, guys, Robert was not here last time. So what do you guys recall having happened last time? Actually, Robert, I think you missed a couple of sessions. Were you here for the actual Griffin hunt?
I was here for the Griffin hunt.
Okay, so you haven't had anything since then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he remembered shooting a crossbow bolt that did a lot of damage to the thing and said, yeah, and the next thing he knew, something fell on him.
A tree hit him in the head. He's slowly waking up on a cart. So what happened last time, guys? I guess what happened over the last couple of times. The last Gravik remembers he was in Midway Village. Sorry, Sean, I think you keep trying to answer it. I keep interrupting you.
Oh, no worries. I mean, a couple ago, I want to say, wasn't it the post-Griffin party? Was that 2 ago?
Yep.
And Selena and Sindai were enjoying themselves at the dance floor, and Werzium was chatting with our escort. Let's see, the knight.
Sir Richard.
Sir Richard. He and I were talking at length about this and that. It will come to me what we were talking about, but probably his lord, maybe a little bit, and the lands and whatnot, and probably our task to come a bit.
Yeah,
I think it was, and trading information perhaps about what we'd encountered.
Yeah, he was pretty deep in his cups.
Yes,
and he thought that because he went back to that village where you guys faced the werewolves, and he was seemingly seemingly quite affected by that experience.
Given his vows and whatnot.
Yeah.
Little blacksmith talk too. Got to have a little blacksmith talk. With him, let's see, and I think that was the bulk of it. Was mainly I want to say role-playing scenes 2 sessions ago. We may have taken off. I can't remember if we took off yet or not. But see, last session. Start me off. What happened last session? How did we start last session?
Let's see here. Do I have? I didn't think I loaded an illustration, but let's see if I can. And I've got something on my phone that'll.
Yeah. Because we headed up to a village, didn't we?
Yeah.
And met some very aggressive plant life.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's enough. I got it now. I'm good.
You got it.
I need that spark of.
Is that
good job?
Ring a bell at all?
Yeah. So we approached the keep. We approached the another name. Let's see. I'd have to search for it. We approached the keep and.
Just Keep the Forefather, I think.
Keep of the Forefather, and. There's already a giant kind of tree trunk vine growing up the parapets, up the guard tower, and then Sir Richard rode off ahead, and the attack began of plant life and trees. and apparently wolves had happened before that had forced them into the towers, and then once they were in the towers, the plants had attacked, and we determined it was a creature. The creature's name, Leshen?
That's right.
It was a Leshen that was probably almost surely controlling all this, we determined, and filled in the knight and others. We had some talk about Demetrium. Help me with it.
We struggled with this one. It's Dimeridium.
Yeah.
Dimeridium, yes.
That's that anti-magic ore.
Yes. So Sir Bogdan in charge of the keep. I think I told. I told Sir Richard, who I advised him if he wanted to tell someone at the keep, and he told Sir Bogdan that it's possible for a Leshen to have some kind of influence on a human and to be cautious.
Yeah.
And does anybody else remember? Oh, and we took a little peek to see if the Leshens have totems. Is that the correct word? Totems?
Yep.
We took a little peek nearby to see if we could spot a totem. I don't believe we could, but we spotted where the Leshen was in any case, or almost surely was in any case, some space that we determined the Leshen came from, I think.
Yeah. The concern was the totems they're indicative of two things. One is the potential connection with a human, or at least a a sentient thing, human, a sentient creature. The second thing is it's a reflection of the age and power of a Leshen. So if it has some of those spread around, it means that it has a lot more control and a lot more spread. And fortunately, you guys did not find a totem, at least not near the keep. But that was the exercise of power by having those vines wrap around the gate and the tower. That in and of itself was certainly indicative of a very powerful ancient spirit.
Anybody else remember anything else?
Yeah, because we'd headed out to try and find. We'd heard a noise, I think, and we'd seen the ravens fly away, so we disappeared off into the bushes. And when we got there, we found a gap in the trees where something had uprooted and trundled off.
Mm-hmm.
Good call. Yeah, the birds were the Leshen. We were pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
That's how it does its thing.
Yeah.
And we got a direction, sort of, kind of, maybe that they flew off.
They flew off deeper into the Duchy of Rava.
North, right?
North. Yep.
Very good. And I think, is that it? I think that's where
I think that's everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we're picking up with you guys at the Keep of the Forefather. You can picture that the knights are outside, all kind of chopping away at these roots and vines that have grown up over the keep. Sir Richard is, when you guys are ready to go on, is going to carry on with you to Rava itself. There is, I think you're passing through a town called Kurau on your way to the capital, because I see Kurau and Lomazi. To be honest, I don't remember what Lomazi had to do with anything.
Lomazi is the capital. That's all I have written down.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, capital, and you have to go through Kurau. Yeah,
okay.
That's what I have.
There we go. My notes are impeccable. By which I mean illegible.
Takes a village.
to figure out what village I'm talking about. So then, what do you guys wish to do? I guess, Dr. Greyvac, do you have any questions or any comments on what you've learned thus far? Oh, make sure to top up your green bar. That is your luck, guys, and top up your stamina. Your stamina will be your blue bar, because your stamina will have all recovered.
And the reminder that we're using the alternative luck rules.
Yep. The Marvel superhero style.
Marvel superhero.
No, I don't have any.
Which means you can throw a shield.
Questions. But I'm also looking at my bars, and should I still have 25 hit points? Probably not. Unless we're assuming enough time has passed that he was able to heal himself.
For Dr. Greyback?
Yeah. Because we usually play it where whatever damage he had was...
Yeah, for you, we've let you... You've already taken enough brain injuries over the course of... So, like, if you're already, suffering from CTE, I'm not sure we need to add further insult to injury to you being walking wounded.
Further injury to insult, actually, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, I think at this point, there's been at least a week that has passed, or close to a week that's passed. So I think that, yeah, we'll just start fresh.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll beat you up today. You'll get back into an injured condition.
Yeah, I saw some of those creatures you were showing in that.
I tell you, that there's an artist I follow on Twitter who does like a ton of stuff for the Gwent cards, and it's nothing but a stream of awesome monsters. It's so good.
Yeah.
So, then you guys will have, I guess, like having searched the last day, if you're taking today to just get prepared and get ready to ride out, is there anything you guys want to do while you're here? You'll have a day's worth of time to... there is no blacksmith. Oh, there is a blacksmith here, Worsium, but unless you got the materials,
it's come to where you've you're really good now at cutting me off on that, because I was just about to say blacksmith.
Yeah. Actually, Gravik has a flashback to when he first woke up and saw one of his companions and said, "Feathers? How many?" And was informed that some mage who will remain nameless burnt the thing to a crisp.
Burn it down, baby.
Yeah. What did we get? We got like 3, right? I think 2 or 3 feathers, something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
2 or 3 feathers.
Okay. Anything else you guys wish to do while you're at the Keep of the Forefather? You have the day to kill. You could help. I mean, you could help out with the removal, or just get yourselves ready for the next day's travel.
Yeah, I don't know if would those who are more prone to conversation, if chatting around would be productive at all. I don't know. That's a thought. It's seeing what they think of where we're going. If anyone has the curse, etc., the lands ahead. Is one thought for those that like to chit chat, unlike The Witcher. What else?
I mean,
seem to be.
There's always fun to be had in doing something you're terrible at in an RPG.
Well, that's a good way to be able to build it up, right? You have to use it and succeed, so do it in a non-crucial situation.
He's not going to improve on that. I'm not even. And I think supplies. Anybody? We're all.
You'll have sufficient food, food and water to be able to carry on. Dr. Greybeck, you can also pick out maybe like not now, but in between sessions, pick out maybe like 6 common recipes from the let's see here. From the alchemical list, because you did get to the person who you purchased some of the stuff off of, that wise woman in town in Midway Village. She supplied you with a couple of recipes as thanks.
Okay, great.
And okay, nothing else? No, nobody. Going.
Euler.
So then. It is evening, and Greybeck, perhaps, or Dr. Greybeck, you're perhaps helping out there is an infirmary here, and there are a couple of injured people in the keep when the wolves attacked, and then in connection with I think it was Sir Richard, who actually got his bell quite rung. So he's going to be recovering. Remember, he got hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
So he's actually going to be recovering, and it will be quite some time before he's able to travel. So you may be traveling on your own, heading into the rest of the duchy. There probably will be a different knight accompanying you, but it will be someone you're not familiar with. So Dr. Greyback, you're leaving there. It's evening. You're checking in on the infirmary to help out with the knights who have some rudimentary training in treating wounds. You're carrying a lantern, casting strange shadows around, and you're trying to make your way back up to where everyone will be sleeping. The keep itself has multiple levels in it, and it's large enough to have all of you crammed into sort of one room, so you're not having to share the barracks with the rest of the knights. And as you're making your way up, Dr. Greyback, you realize that you are beginning to see your breath, because it has grown quite cold. Would you give us, I believe it's a willpower check, please?
This is number willpower or courage?
What is it here? Courage, I'm looking for, please.
Yeah. Well, good news is his courage has gone up because of his frequent attack uses of it.
And remember, if you want to spend luck, you'll let us know beforehand. A minimum spend of 1, otherwise it'll spend up to... You only have 4 luck?
I only have 4 luck. I lost.
He truly has no luck.
Yeah.
That is pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'll be working on raising that with improvement points at some point.
Oh, it went down by 1 to save his life, though, didn't it? At one point.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. I used
Yeah.
1. I had 5. I had a whole 5 one time. I'm gonna spend 1 luck. If I come close enough, I'll push it over. Otherwise,
Well, you're stuck with that. Like, if you invest 1, you're gonna have to spend to get to a success. If you can't spend to get to a success, you lose just the 1.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And all right. So that is. Let me get my DM screen out, or Witcher Master's screen.
Oops, that's fine. Hold on a second. I need to. Well, go ahead. Oh, I am at 5 minutes of battery because this thing is not. I can still hear you, Kev. So.
Okay. So that'll cost you 3 luck. If you can mark off 3 from your token when you get back, you're able to keep your nerve, but you can feel, Doctor, as you're heading up, you're thinking about what next day's travel is going to be like. You can feel that you are definitely not alone right now, and you know what this is heralding. So, what do you wish to do? You're probably about half a level away from the room where all your allies are. Oh, only 3, not all 4. Just you still have 1 left.
Okay.
What do you do, Doctor? You haven't lost your nerve.
No. So, how long would it take to get there, from what I know? Is it half a level?
Depends if with a successful. Why do I keep closing the list of skills? Hey guys, you know what's on the Blackbird's
I knew that was
Game
coming.
Master screen? Full list of skills.
Nice.
You know what's on the Flames of Freedom DM screen? Full list of skills.
Nice.
Pretty good for a skill-based game to do that.
Being based on Slyhander, the screen has got 16 panels.
Yeah, actually, these ones are not quite as big, but yeah, the Zweihander one is ridiculous. It's just like a clown car of Game Master screens.
Are you
Let's
thinking
see.
like athletics or?
It's probably going to be athletics.
I'm not very good at that.
So,
hold
but
on,
the
that's
difficulty is not that hard. It's just like the only reason we're testing is because you are running upstairs and
It'll be it's what 10 plus, or it's just the base is just your skill plus.
basically your
dodge.
skill plus whatever your relevant stat is.
Not dodge. Athletics would be 3. So, running upstairs, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, are there any very lit areas?
Yeah, up the stairs.
Up the stairs. Okay, he's gonna run.
Okay. So go ahead and give us an athletics check, please.
I only have one left, so I'm not gonna use it. Let's start this off funny. What? Where's my thing to? I clicked on it. Where'd it go?
Yeah, it may have prompted for a modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't see it anywhere. Okay, let's try it. Use my mouse this time. Oh, basic roll. Okay, got it. Gotta do basic roll and no modifier.
Okay. Turns out running from shadow demons is something he's quite good at. It's enough of a motivator.
Nice.
So, Dr. Gravik, you go racing up the stairs and you burst into the room. I think you find Werzium, Werzium and Selena, cleaning their weapons. Sindaith, I'm not sure what you'd be doing to kill time, but your doctor comes bursting into the room.
And he's like, "It's here." And what was it? What was the creature's name again? Sorry, it's been a long time. Notes are in the other one.
If you don't remember, I'm not prompting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. It's here, the demon.
In what
As if we
sense?
don't have enough problems. You bringing your own pet monster.
Yeah, they're like, "Get out! If it's here, get out."
Do we sense any change, Kevin, as far as any kind of anything that's off?
If you check your Witcher medallion, it is gently vibrating.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it is the lights playing tricks on you, but it does seem as if the shadows are getting longer in here.
And this is the Night Biter, right, Doctor? Or, I'm talking to the group, perhaps. That
Yes, Night Biter.
just to review for us, that would, I think, it's been less time for the party than it has been for the players.
Yeah.
They're demons of knowledge. They haunt scholars, mages, anyone that seeks knowledge. Casklid demons is what I have.
Yep.
Does anyone else have any other players have any other nuggets that I've omitted?
Other than if it comes back and takes you back to the basically finds me that I will be going to the quiet place.
So it's trying to kill you with this out of character. Did we establish, Robert, that it's trying to kill you? What is it trying to do? Is it just haunting you or killing you?
It's going back to his earlier, not owner, but his mistress, and basically, sorry, brain's fried. It was going to go back to her, tell her that it found me, and then ask for further orders. But from what it said, was basically that once it got permission, it would come back, take Gravik, and then she would likely give it leave to put me in the quiet place. But she might do other things to me first.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if Gravik had shared. I can't remember offhand if he had shared.
He shared most of that.
Yeah. The reason this thing's after him is because the demonic device, the Goetia device that his former mistress used to control it. Gravik tried to fuck her over by hiding it.
Yeah.
So that the demon would be out of control and kill her, and then he beat feet and got out of there. It seems that she has gained control over this thing either again or whatnot, and it has been hunting him ever since.
Yes. Which is why he was generally happy to be on the move. But
Yeah.
How long have we been in this village? Well, of course, it could go to where it's been before and
2 days.
shake some people down.
You guys arrived. Basically, you arrived yesterday. Faced the about mid. Yeah, I think it was partway like near noon, before noon.
Yeah.
Faced the Leshen, and then searched for where it was from, and you're spending today to sort of recoup, restock, and whatnot.
Yep.
And you were seeing after Sir Richard. So, the shadows are playing with you guys. Let's roll some initiative here, just to give some structure to our decisions here. Where is it here? Come on.
I'd just been thinking to myself, it's like, okay, Gravik doesn't have to go on these combat missions. He hasn't been particularly helpful, but of course the combat mission came to him. Oh boy. Mission.
Okay.
Where's my... And that is... Here.
Also, I mean, Greyback did critically injure the Griffin.
He did.
So he did contribute.
Yeah. There you go.
There it is.
I think he like screamed out, "I'm helping!" immediately before being knocked unconscious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Whack.
Nope, not good.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I have to select the token first.
All right.
Where's what characters? Okay. Yeah.
Kevin, is Wordsium aware whether, my typical questions, whether demons are susceptible to silver? Does he know?
Why don't you give us a
Witcher training?
Witcher lore check, please? I think I'll just. Ooh, what is that? It's good. Oh, Anna says hi. Somebody's up. Whoa! Okay.
You know what? I got that right out of the way. You see how I did that before combat? I just shuffled that thing right out.
Okay.
Only 6 more fumbles to go.
All right, let's see here. This. Okay.
Maybe I think this thing is susceptible to cinnamon.
Hugs! Quick, kill it with hugs! Okay, so that is... All right, so we have, starting at the top here, I can't remember rules as written what the tiebreaker is in the game. Do you guys remember offhand? Is it dexterity like it is in a lot of games?
Good reasonable question. Let's see here. Not off the top of my head, no. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
151 is initiative, apparently.
If players roll a tie, remember the number they rolled, have them roll again. Well, not really. I'll let you guys decide who wants to go first. It's between a hero and a hero, so let's have Selena.
Yeah.
Stiletto Selena. Let's have you start off here. So what do you wish to do? Arr.
So I can see this critter. I will.
You cannot.
I cannot. Okay.
Cannot.
So
Right now you guys are in, to sort of set the scene, which a DM probably should do. You're in a small cramped room. It looks like it's a converted larder that's been sort of had some stuff cleared out so that you guys could have some privacy. And there isn't any other entrance. There isn't any window in here. You do have 1 or 2 lanterns that have been giving light in here. And underneath the door that Dr. Greyvet came through, there's strange shadows flickering and moving in it. Not in a manner that would suggest people walking outside, but the way that it does when, say, like high winds catch a bonfire, and again, it really casts these weird shadows behind. So what do you do, Selena?
I will get out my stiletto and I'll put myself flat against the wall next to the door.
Next to the door, okay, so closer to where the shadows are. Good.
So if something comes through, I will be in a position to shimmy it.
Okay, you got it.
Yep.
Where's him? What are you doing?
I will draw my. Do you get a little movement with your action? Not in this game,
Yep,
right?
I think so. Yeah, I think you can always. Moving is always as unless you're doing a full action.
Because I just need a little bit of movement.
Let's see here. I think like drawing a weapon is an action in it.
Yes. Yep.
But let's see here.
My
Yeah, unless
intention
you're
is to draw
running,
my-
you can always
Yeah,
move your
sorry.
speed in yards, I believe. If you're running, it's 3 times your speed. That's a full round action. Otherwise, I
I
believe.
will draw my Witcher's sword and move into a corner. Move into a defensive, as what
Steel
passes
sword
for
or
a
silver sword?
steel.
Okay. So you got Selena on one side, Wurzim on the other. Dr. Gravek.
Yeah. Does he have any? He's desperately trying to think if he remembers anything about it that it was afraid of. I mean, he probably didn't interact with it too much, but he definitely knew of it. And
I don't think, there wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm going to say there's a possibility. What I'll say, do you have any training in monster lore?
Probably not. Just check that.
I think that's under intelligence.
It's monster lore, but just 0. So his intelligence is 9.
Okay, so why don't you give us a monster lore check? And I'm just going to make the difficulty quite high.
Yep.
Let's see here.
He's got 1 luck. And remind me, do I have to keep the luck to stay alive when I die? I
No,
mean, if I die,
just,
that's
you'll
okay.
lose permanent maximum if.
Okay.
But that's just like a doctor to plan for the contingencies.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, yes. Yeah,
No.
you're
Yeah.
racking your brain trying to think of anything that you saw your master. Perhaps unsurprisingly, both your master and the monster were quite cagey in hiding any weaknesses this thing may have.
Yep. Other than probably light, but he doesn't.
Okay, so you're scrambling, trying to think. You still can take an action if you'd like.
Yeah, he's got nothing that he can help but, so he's gonna try to stay as close to the lanterns as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. He moves the 2 very close to him, so there's no shadows.
Yeah.
All right, and then
he gets ready to take cross. Actually, it also draws crossbow, which I think would require stamina.
I think you'd have to grab your crossbow because you probably don't.
Okay.
And I think what I'll do is, why don't you give us an awareness? Is it awareness?
Yep.
Check,
maybe.
yeah. See if you can spot it. Because it's the kind of, I don't think you were carrying a crossbow when you're going to do things.
No,
Yeah, okay, so
I'm
you spot it. So, next round you'll have to grab it.
Okay.
Because you spent a lot of time thinking this round.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but you do know where it is now.
Okay.
All right. Then on this thing's turn. What you all can hear from outside, it sounds like something, like you hear first a chunk as something hits the door, and you can hear the sound of something going down and scratching its way along. And then there is a... Everyone can see their breath in here now, too. And there's a little bit of frost that's beginning to form at the top, at the edges of the glass panes that make up the lantern. It probably dropped, 10, 15 degrees Celsius in the span of a second in here. I'm giving no help for our American players here. Like, so, what the fuck does that mean?
We get the idea. We get
Monster.
Okay, right.
I'm going to have a small, rough translation conversion chart set up for this stuff.
It's a Celsius fiend.
Exactly. Okay, so then, with all that, frosting over with, you seeing your breath. You cannot see in here, though. Unfortunately, this place, it has been handily changed over for you guys, but it's not conducive for casting even light everywhere. Sindaith, what are you doing?
That's a good question. Been thinking.
Just set fire to everything, or what do you think?
Yeah, basically, just fill it with fire, baby.
Sindaith pulls out his playbook, opens it up to A, set fire to everything, and there's no other pages in it.
Fireball the room.
That's how I roll, y'all.
Although we're not getting credit. I think the first combat spell you cast was to pull someone back. Not the first one, but first boss fight you guys had. You did that awesome thing where you pulled that kid back from.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty cool.
His first spell was the weather, I think, the weather shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. When everybody's like, "Oh man, it's cold," I'm like, "Wait a minute, I got a spell for this."
Yeah.
After Will playing 3 years in Night Below at that point, being able to say "fuck you, weather" was probably quite satisfying.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, where was this spell when I needed it?
So what are you thinking?
Tell me again what the light source in here is.
There are 2 lanterns that are right in the center of the room right now, and Dr. Greyback is standing between the 2 of them, kind of looking back and forth.
Yeah, he's afraid to come out of the light. Man. I really think, I mean, Sindaith is probably just really kind of watching and waiting. He's basically waiting, ready to cast a spell at anything that shows up. But I don't think, I don't think he senses really anything per se.
Okay.
He doesn't really have anything to help him see anything. So I think that's really all he's doing at this point.
Okay. If you want to try and see, you had a question about trying to see, you could give us an awareness check if you'd like.
All right, well, let's do that then. Let's check, see maybe if that helps. Well, I got to raise that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
not.
you're looking around, and it's tough because you can picture that Dr. Greyback is sort of like shifting back and forth, like as he's looking around. He's got little legs, so he's got to be moving around. That's probably casting stranger shadows as well. So it's tough to pick out if something is in those shadows or whether it's just him. We're at top of the round. So Selena, what are you doing?
I guess at this point I'll just be still waiting to see if anything comes through the door.
Okay. So having heard of the door...
Actually, I guess what I'll do is I'll reach over and try and flick the door. The door's shut, right? So I'll try and open it and pull it, flick it open and then go back
give us
against
a
the wall.
1d10 roll. On a 1 to 5, you're on the side that, like, where the handle is. Otherwise, it'll be on the other side. I think there's a 50-50 chance. Yeah, so you roll a 1d5. Roll a 1d10.
Oh.
Sneaky. Selena's just sneaky. Sneaky.
Well,
Some
look
canny
who
play.
she is, eh?
Playing your role, are you?
There you go. so you're gonna have to sort of move. You're on the opposite side. You're sort of. Actually, that doesn't make any
That's
sense.
all right.
You were the first one to position
behind
yourself because you said first you were going to position yourself on that. To be the ambusher, you wouldn't want to be behind the door. So
Stab the door hard.
Wurzim is the one who's going to get caught behind the door when it goes open. So you're able to, you flick the door and it goes open, and there's very little light that's being cast in from outside as well, too. This time of night, people are, making use of lanterns and such to make their way around. What you can see, oh boy, you really wish you had left it shut, because on the front of it there are 2 sets of deep, like quarter-inch gouges where some kind of claws have run their way down this door.
Boy, I'm glad it's not after me.
You could spend stamina to take other actions if you like, or are you done for the round?
I will just get back and, knife ready.
Okay. Where's him? What are you doing? The door's open and you're slowly being you're not trapped in the corner yet, but you're realizing the tactical utility of this position may not be optimal. What are you doing?
Let's see. And that's because you think, so I'll be behind the door?
Yeah, like you said you were positioned next to the door as well, right? Were you, maybe
No,
I'm picturing
I
it
was
wrong.
going to a defensive position. The best defensive position in the room is what I was hoping for.
Oh,
like
okay.
a corner, or, you know.
Oh, I see. Okay. So yeah, so then ignore me then. You're probably further back then, and you see the door go open. You likewise see those claws on the thing. You've noticed the shift in temperature. It may be in here with you. What are you doing?
2 actions. I'm going to draw my silver sword.
Okay. So you got a silver sword in one hand, your Witcher sword in the other, steel
And
sword.
then I am spending the 3 stamina, I believe it is.
Yep.
And I am casting. I'm signing. Signing?
I think you need a free hand to sign.
Oh,
You
okay.
could just
Well,
do
how
this
about-
in reverse order.
Yeah, how about
Yeah.
that? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I will do the shield, and I will
Nice.
I will put the max in. I always have to kind of think about this, what that means. But
Okay.
I think it's my vigor's 5, so I'm putting 5.
Okay. Into
5 stamina. I
Ken.
think that means 5. Yes.
Yep. So it's 25. So it'll be 25 health points in your shield.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think so. I like turn my hand, and I don't know if I've ever described it. If I have, I've forgotten. But I turn my hand, and there's sort of a shimmering, kind of like maybe embers sort of spilling around me, kind of thing.
Okay. It is earth, if that helps.
Oh, it's earth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Maybe like dirt would have cascaded around.
Okay. It kind of
thing.
comes up from the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's up, and then so there'll be 3 stamina for the second action, and the 5 stamina you said for the other. So 8 in total,
Yes.
which you've already spent.
Yep,
Look at
took
that.
8 off. Yeah.
All right, Dr. Grayback, what are you doing?
First thing he says is, "Why are you opening the door?" And then, how far away from the lanterns would he have to get to grab the crossbow?
Easily could do it with a regular, the regular movement.
Yeah. So he goes, grabs it, probably knowing it wouldn't help with the dam, but makes him feel a little better.
Okay.
And loads a bolt.
If you're loading a bolt, that's going to be 3 stamina. Because remember, loading is an action for crossbows.
Yeah, I think he's going to do that anyway.
Okay, so he's hurriedly getting your thing, so you got a loaded crossbow now.
Yep.
For this thing's turn, then what you guys can hear from somewhere in the shadows, and the voice seems to echo through from one corner of the room to another corner, and not like echoing as if someone's shouting and going back and forth. Like it's starting in one place and it moves to another, and then it moves to a third. Give us the dwarf. He has a debt. It will be paid. You need not die. And let me make a quick. There is from near where Werzium is, it seems like this must come almost through your legs. There is a shadow that reaches out, and a oily, wet claw forms, smashes one of the lanterns. There's a little pool of burning liquid, and then it disappears as fast as it seemed to appear. There is only a single lantern burning, and the remnants of the oil on the ground. Sindaith, what are you doing?
Rada.
Oh, you know what you could do? This is a very kludgy way of handling it. When you run out of bars, Werzium, add dots with numbers. Take a look at your token.
Oh,
Yep.
You mean for the not the
For your health shield, right? Ken shield?
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. I wasn't even. It's too early. I'm still.
That's okay.
I'm still working
You're
on
on
it.
Pacific
I'm
time.
I'm still working on it.
Every time I feel tired in the morning, I'm like, yeah, but Sean's or George are getting up even earlier, or John for that matter too.
I'm okay now. I'm okay.
Yeah. So, Sindaith, what are you thinking?
Let me okay, so with the lighting and the temperature drop,
Yep.
does Sendai think that's like a magical spell type effect? Like somebody, or is it more natural?
Give us a monster lore check, please.
Okay. Monster. Hex spell. Oh, maybe it's intelligence. There it is.
And you can take a +2 to this only because of your backstory. I think that you're. You have not admitted it yet, but if you've lost someone to magic and whatnot, you may have been dabbling in Goetia at some point. Oh, that is really fumbled by 16.
How in the hell is it negative?
Because you roll, you probably rolled a 1, and then you may have rolled a 10 on top of that.
I did.
And added on. So it's what you call a compound failure.
Man.
It's like a compound fracture,
so
but
actually,
compound failure.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to sense what's happened here, and you get there's a very brief moment where you find yourself, you're remembering something that you have blocked out, and you're in that magical laboratory once again with your lover, and all the temperature drops in here. And you see your breath as you're trying to work these apparatus, and you're trying to set up the corners, and you can see the shadows getting longer as this is happening. Would you give us a courage check, please?
Courage. There it is.
That's an impressive fumble, but a nice doorway to tie together some backstory here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so you are. I don't think that you've thought about the specifics of that night. I think it sounds like you probably dwell on it fairly often, but you don't think about the real. You don't put yourself in the position of being there. And when you dream, even, you haven't been doing that. This is like you're there. This is a full-on, like, post-traumatic stress sort of flashback, intrusion of that trauma. How would Sindaith react to that? So govern your actions from this round of just like, this may have been what preceded your lover's kidnapping.
Vanishing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sindaith is definitely the adrenaline kicks in. He's very much frozen at this point. He's in the fight or flight battle right now. But yeah, that's where he is mentally.
So what does he do, if anything?
I don't think he does anything. I think he's in shock and awe basically right now.
So this is something.
I think that's, like I said, he's kind of doing that decision of, am I going to get out of here, or am I going to try and blow something up? That's really where he is right now.
Yeah. So you guys, normally when Sindaith intones his magic, it's clear, precise. Like he carries the epitome of not only the stereotype of like the wise old elf, but also the stereotype of the competent mage. This may be the first time you've heard him stumbling or stuttering, and he's not able to form words. He's almost babbling. Selena, what are you doing?
Does my practice paranoia give me any idea where this bad feeling's coming from?
Ooh, good call. Let's take a look at the skill.
Which direction it is?
Reminder what it does here. Let's see here. Yeah, give us a practice paranoia check. This thing is fucking around with the shadows, so let's see how your sixth sense is doing. Yeah, you actually can realize that there's actually a small sound that seems to, like, it's almost like popping. You think of when you were back on at Lake Tancred, the cracking and popping of the ice shifting underneath above the water. There's almost that sound as it appears and manifests. So you have a clear idea of where it is right now, or where it likely is.
And where is that? Is it
top one of the corners of the room, away from where Werzium is. If the door is facing here, and Werzium, you're on the one side of the door, Werzium is at the back right corner looking into the room, it's in the back left corner. Dr. Gravik is in the center. Sindaith is standing kind of near where Dr. Gravik is.
So I will, with that, move my stiletto to my offhand, draw a throwing dagger, and say, corner.
Okay. Do you throw it or as well, or are you just saying?
Oh, if I've got... if
you have to spend
that is a possibility.
Yeah, I just spend 3 stamina to do it, but...
I'll spend 3, because then that will also indicate where it is.
Okay.
Let me... it's not like this thing does very much, but let's give it a shot.
Let's see here. Where is... Let's see here. Oh, that is not what I'm looking for. Ah. Go. All right. Looking for combat modifiers. I know.
Presumably it's pretty much point blank.
Tis, yeah,
but then
yeah.
I can't see it.
Yeah. That's the only thing is the modifier for like darkness or blindness or whatever. I'm just wondering. Oh, here we go, darkness. So it'll be -5 to your roll.
Okay.
Okay. And go ahead. Ooh, okay. So that would be a hit. Let me see if it, as it is watching. Yeah. Okay. So you cast your throwing knife up into the corner. You're not sure. You hear it clattering, and then it kind of falls down somewhere. Werzium, what are you doing?
I am. Do I added that brown circle for the number of rounds that the. Now that you got me on these circles,
251.
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's the number of rounds that the shield's been up. It's a good.
Yep.
The 1 round part. Do I? So I hear. Obviously, I hear Selena and I see her toss the knife.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
What do I sense? Do I think? I will. Can I see it at all?
Nope.
I'll try.
You can take it in action to try and like spot where the hell this thing is if you'd like. Be an awareness check.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't know what she saw, but you trust her senses, definitely. You've had past experience with, she's got a knack for this stuff.
And when I saw her knife, she said corner, and the knife successfully hit the corner, right?
It went into the shadows. You heard clattering of steel on stone, and then you heard steel on stone as it fell. Gotcha.
I think I'm going to sit tight. I don't think. I mean, I was seeing if I just go over there and start swinging in the corner, but the knife's doesn't encourage me to do so. The knife's result.
Okay, Dr. Gravik.
Dr. Gravik is basically more or less panicking but keeping it under control, and then he takes a deep breath and says, "I'm not going back." He says, "If you come after me, and he puts he takes the hand crossbow and puts it directly here.
Okay. Why don't you give us a... Let's see here. Give us a persuasion check, please.
Sure.
Unless he's lying. It doesn't sound like he's lying.
No, he's not lying.
Okay.
He's not good at that. What's his empathy? 8. All right.
Okay. Okay. Then it is this thing's turn. I think. Let's see.
His finger is on the trigger, by the way. It's
Yeah.
not-
You hear from the shadows once again, and rob me of my fun. And there's once again, this time Selena, seemingly from near where you are, the arm reaches out, smashes the other lantern. So now there are two small pools of burning oil that are slowly spreading out around Dr. Gravek's feet. So there's this strange underlighting effect with him. It makes the wild-eyed panic and fear in his eyes look all the more intense. Sindaith.
All right, let's see if I can make an awareness check and see this son of a gun.
Okay. Ooh.
It's not bad.
Very close. Not quite. I was going to see what the heck is... Yeah, there's nobody outside. I don't know who's stealing it. I didn't put the... I thought leaving the blinds down would keep her calm for this
I
morning.
think she's wrapped up in the session. I mean, that's the demon.
She's worried for you guys.
I don't know. I think Nightbiter might be there. Is it getting colder?
So, Sindaith, so you're looking around. You still can't see where it is, but you've got control over yourself once again now.
Yeah.
Want to take another action?
No, there's... yeah, no.
Okay. All right. Then, Selena, what are you doing?
I will take my stiletto back into my main hand and ease forward against the wall to try and get closer to it, see if I can spot it. So can I
Yeah,
do an awareness check to try and see it?
Or practice paranoia, whichever one.
Practice.
That's got a better base. You can go ahead and use that.
Oh, useless again.
Not quite. And it's worth knowing that those are really good rolls. These are. It speaks to this is a shadow demon in the shadows, and the light is slowly dying down in this room. Do you want to take another action, Selena, or is that it?
No, that's it.
Okay, where's him?
I will start with maybe utter a few words. I will say, "Someone get us some light," and I will look around. I'm speaking to the party,
okay.
and then make an awareness check if I could.
Please do. Yeah.
I guess I will. Guess I'll spend luck. I'm going luck.
Aish. So that is going to be. Do you have? Oh, you don't have enough luck to make that a success. So it just costs you 1.
Okay.
Okay. I know every game is different, but I gotta say, games that don't incorporate something to allow a reroll feels off now because there's so many games we play with that allow that. So you can't see, which is again understandable. There's two pools of oil that are slowly burning out on the ground.
I think that's it for me.
Okay. Dr. Graybeck.
He's just holding that right to his throat, and so I won't go back. I the first touch by you on me, and the bolt goes through my head.
Okay. And it is this thing's turn now. Let's see how this works. Would you give us an awareness check, Dr. Graybeck, please? That's not necessarily your forte, but...
No. Oh, come on. Actually, it's not bad.
Okay, so... Oh, you still haven't rolled. Okay.
Yeah, I have some thought about this. Oh,
What's the issue, Robert?
nah, it's... Never mind.
That's the
Oh
issue.
my gosh. It is going around.
Yes.
So, what you see is something from the shadow lashes out once again. Your crossbow is just smashed out of your hand, goes pinwheeling out the door, clatters down, and you can hear it go off as it lands. And it's, you can hear that voice once again. You're mine, Graybeck. And let me see, does it have 2 attacks? Oh, it does. So, I think that second one. And unfortunately, because of the fumble, there's no defense here, Dr. Graybeck. Okay, so then that is a hit, and
Let's just hit his head.
there's a crit as well. Let me hit the location. Okay. Where is it? Let me go. All right, so your torso.
Okay.
So no extra damage, but let's see here. So damage-wise, you take 9 points of damage to your torso.
Okay.
And so if you got armor, reduce the stopping power and then put 1 damage on it. And the nails seem to dig into you. Fuck. Tearing your spleen begins to bleed profusely. Make a stun save every 5 rounds, and you are bleeding. So this gets you from like the lower abdomen, and then oof.
Guess I wasn't flying if I died.
Dr. Graybeck trips and falls on the ground, and you can see him being dragged across the burning oil towards one of the corners. The one opposite, like where the door has come open, there's some shadow between there and the door. Dr. Graybeck, would you give us an athletics check, please?
Mm-hmm. I can't succeed now. Yeah, I just there we go. scroll.
No, that's crossbows.
Oh.
Athletics.
I,
Do you have is the sheet popped out in a different way? Why is it taking you so much longer to?
I don't know. Well, when I hit athletics, it says basic roll, single strike, joint attack, and reposition under it. It doesn't.
Basic roll, because athletics is used for certain weapons.
Okay, maybe I just hit the wrong one then. Okay, there we go. It would have been the same.
Okay, so you guys can picture this is in a Terry Gilliam film, we'd see him hit the ground and his face being pulled back towards the shadows. Sindaith, what are you doing? This is
all right.
Triggering you fully back to your memory.
Yeah, and I have something that resembles a target now.
Yes.
So here we go. So I cast Anya, which is my flame spell, aiming for probably that area you said, like
Yep.
he's being pulled kind of towards that doorway, right?
Yep.
So aiming above him, through.
Yeah, and it's actually like the nook
doorway
behind the door. Like
Yeah.
where the door, the darkest spot of the room, basically. So go ahead and give us a spellcasting check.
Oh, good night.
Nice.
Ooh.
Great roll.
Crappy damage, but good roll.
Fumbles are going around, guys. So that is a hit. So you, what does it look like? What does it come from your hand, your staff? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it that ball of fire, just kind of pops in his hand, kind of engulfs it for a second, and then he just pushes it out.
So it lights along, and you can vaguely see a twisted, pale humanoid form with one claw sunk into Dr. Gravex' lower back and pulling him along. Its hit releases him, and so that would have cost you 5 stamina. Do you wish to take another action?
Yeah, I guess I could try it again.
Okay. So that'll be
I don't
3
see
more.
why not. So that's 3s. And then...
Make that a
Come on.
spellcasting roll count.
Please hit. Yes, this is an extra action.
Oh, nice. So yeah, 2 huge hits on this thing. And then it is Sindaith's turn. Or Selena's turn. Selena, what are you doing? It seems that...
So can I see it now? It's been
I think you have to
blasted?
maneuver yourself just because of, from where you were, the door opened up, and it's behind that door is where these arms, that arm was that was pulling Dr. Greyback in, and Sindaith has been tossing fireballs into that corner.
Okay. How far away is it? Presumably, it's
Within
a
a
pace
move.
and stab.
Yeah, within a move, you could get into range to try and attack it if you want to run in.
I will go and try and stab it twice
Okay,
with my
go ahead. So you race over. Go ahead.
extraction. No. Stiletto. Random. Is there any modifier?
To this, no. Whoa! Holy smokes! All right, so I need to make 2 dodge checks here. Let's see here. Or block, I suppose. Okay, so block. All right, so one of them... one of them is unsuccessful, and the other one I need to actually look up. I can't remember, does the defense need to tie or exceed the attack?
Ooh. Let's see. Defenses is on 164.
Yeah, so I was looking at the things. I just don't remember if it...
Is my Witcher book hiding?
Yeah, I think it's the target number. Like, my thought is that the target number is, or the DC is the thing. So if you meet the DC, that's enough to beat it.
Oh, so 2 misses.
No, one of them does hit, for sure.
Okay,
It's just
cool.
the first one I got just on the nose for what your defense is. Okay, let's look quickly. Ernie, here. Okay, so I think, I think that first one is a dodge, or it does manage to sort of batter your arm aside. But the second one does hit. Go ahead and roll location and roll damage for that. Torso for the monster. Nice. Okay, and go ahead and roll damage. That is less impressive.
Ah, well.
Okay. So you get in, and while this thing does look like from the flickering remnants of Sindife's spell hitting this thing, it looks humanoid. The hitting this thing's flesh is like hitting a petrified tree. Like there is there's definitely some serious resistance. Yeah, like it's this thing does not have mortal flesh. Werzium, Selena is now in direct contact with this horror that has threatened to drag Dr. Gravik away forever to the silent place. What do you want to do?
How well was I able to discern Selena's attack? Like the details. I think Werzium would be studying this if he's able, like watching carefully.
Yep.
And does he, how easily is he able to see her knife attack and what happened?
You see there seems to be no effect from the knife effect. She did only give a bit of I think the damage there is reflective of the tendency to sort of rely on the sharpness of the stiletto. This isn't a matter of she went in and tried to give her full strength into it. This was a flick and to leave a bleeding wound behind, and that seems to have had no effect on it.
He's debating on swords. That's why he's tactically. So I guess he is going to. He'll go with his gut and he'll do a strong strike with the silver sword.
Silver sword, okay.
Go with that.
Okay. So go ahead and give us a attack roll. I think it's what mine. Oh, it'll do the calculation for strong strike.
Yeah, there'll be a questionnaire here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Exactly. It attacks us once again.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have your record of employment from your previous Witcher employer?
Yeah, I gotta get my paperwork out.
Get all your all your.
I'm gonna do a torso.
Deductions.
I'm choosing torso, by the way.
For a cold shot. Okay.
Yes, cold shot. All right, and no modifier.
It's a little bit of a cramped area. Why don't you give him a -2?
Okay. -2.
Here we go. Big money.
Oh, very poor.
Okay. Well, I mean, fumbles have been going around, so let's see how the
could be worse.
Block is for this. I just fumbled.
No.
That is actually enough to get through, so it is a hit.
All right. Let's see.
So go ahead and roll damage.
I do not recall ever rolling silver sword damage. This might be a first. I'm not sure. It's close.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, max.
Nice. Okay, so you put your full strength into it. It bounces off of its hide like it's nothing. You don't need to roll the extra 2d6. It is not susceptible to silver.
Okay.
You still have. Oh, you could spend 3 stamina and take another action if you'd like.
And let me ask you, the strong strike, that means, is there something about it that the damage being doubled or something?
It would, it is, yeah, I think. Let's see here. Strong strike is, -3 to your roll, double damage, yeah, so that'll be 24. Actually, that does do a little bit. So with all your effort behind it, it manages to get a little bit through. And rather than bleeding, what's coming out is wispy, shadowy substance.
And to confirm, I clearly don't think the silver had no effect. Okay?
No, like when it is useful against something that is susceptible to it, it goes, like the flesh burns as if you put a hot brand into it. That is not the case here.
I will spend the stamina for another attack.
Okay, go right ahead.
And I'm spending stamina right there. And this is going to be a strong strike with my Witcher sword.
Okay.
Coming up here.
So, boom.
Extra action.
Boom.
Yep. Choosing torso again. And -2, right?
This is... it'll automatically, if you selected strong strike, it'll calculate the penalty. Oh, and -2 for the situation. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm suffering a little Saturday morning.
Oh, here we go. Oh, with that extra die, I thought I was sweet.
Okay, let's see here. I could still fumble once again. I did not this time. It felt,
fair enough.
Definitely felt your hit. So that second sword whistles through the air and sparks fly up as it hits the ground, little flecks of stone. You're going to have that. You should really look into going to a blacksmith to get that thing sharpened.
Hey, GM taunting. I'm throwing my flag.
So, Dr. Gravek, you were bleeding, so I think you take 3 points of damage.
It says 2 in the...
2 points of damage, yeah.
2 points, yep. And... All right.
And what do you do?
So the crossbow went out into the hall, correct?
Yes, it did. And you are prone on the ground with bleeding claw holes in your back.
Yeah. He's going to reach into his surgeon's kit, which he carries with him, obviously, when he's helping the people and thing. And he's going to pull out a scalpel, and that goes to his throat.
Okay. How do you picture the surgeon's kit looking? Like, is it a satchel, like a Victorian doctor's kind of thing you carry around, or is it like a fanny pack?
More like a fanny pack for him. He's not too fancy with that.
Right, but I mean, like, picture the size of what a surgeon's kit would be, and you still think that would be something that he'd have as attached to him, like a belt loop?
I mean, he could just be carrying it, in which case he probably would have dropped it.
In which case, it's probably in the center of the room, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he goes over to that and tries to pull out a scalpel.
Okay, so I think that'll cost you 3 stamina because you're gonna have to get up as well.
Yep.
Okay, so you're up and you got that wild-eyed. You got that scalpel in your hand.
Yep.
Okay. Then it is your friend's turn. Nightbiter. Where are you going, dwarf? And... Okay, let's do 1 against Selena. Eesh. It's a 27.
Ooh.
You gonna defend against that?
Oh, yes.
What are you thinking? Dodge, block, parry?
I will
or reposition.
Dodge and use my luck.
Okay. Nice. So it'll be 6 luck to get out of the way. And this thing, Selena, like, it moves. It's almost like it skips positions between. Like, it has its hand in one place and it's suddenly in another and moving towards you. This is not something of the natural world in the least. There are strange things that you've seen in your time with Warzium. This is something so beyond that experience even. And then Werzium, this thing is going to try and hit you as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a 22. So you get your first. If they can dodge, parry, block, reposition.
I will parry.
Okay. So parry's at -2 to 16. So unfortunately, you are hit.
I think it does automatically. There's a -3 in there.
Oh, did it prompt you for parry?
Yeah, there's a button for parry.
Oh, okay, well, then it's weird because of the other defenses show up as like dodge, escape. This one just showed up as swordsmanship instead of parry.
Well, it's under swordsmanship. It's a sword. You click swordsmanship, and then it gives you 7 different choices,
okay.
and one of them is parry.
Of course it does. Declare as a non-permanent resident. No, parry.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Then it is. So that is unfortunately a hit, and no. And I beat you by more than 7. So that is a crit as well. Let's see.
And does the crit still happen if it doesn't get through the magical shield?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I think it does actually. Bonus damage from a critical wound cannot be stopped by armor.
Okay.
Yeah, crit's a crit, unfortunately. Okay, so the damage from the claw will not get through. You rolled an 18. I rolled 23. I beat it by... Actually, I don't get a crit. Never mind. Ignore me. I can't add, apparently. I beat it by 5, not by 7. I was thinking of Selena's attack. Okay. All right, so yeah, it gets across, and you can see in this case, it's... that pale hand stretches out like a shadow being cast, almost like shadow puppets, across your shield as it's trying to grab hold of you. And you can see there's buckling with the little flecks of stone that are around it. So your shield is reduced by 7.
Okay, so it should be 18 right there.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. 18. Come on, baby.
Down from 253. You've got a long way to go.
Okay, so then...
and that's my 3rd round, by the way. With the shield, I put that on the brown.
Okay, and then this thing seems to, like, almost as if like the floor went away. It falls sideways into the shadow. Sindaith, what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't think he can. I mean, it sounds like the thing is gone at this point.
Well, you can. You're panting, I think, at this point too. You can still see your breath. It still is freezing in here.
Maybe it's moved around. Yeah, let's see. I think Sindaith will probably make an awareness.
Okay.
Just going to try and identify where this thing is again and make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's moved tremendously.
Not quite. Very close, though.
Damn.
Okay. So then, would you like to take another action, or?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
Selena, what are you doing?
I will dash to my pack
Okay.
and grab one of the torches I've got out of there and try and light it with the what's left of the burning oil.
Sure. So that
Probably can't get it done in time, but that's the...
No, but so it'll cost you 3 actions to take the second one, because like we run over. One action is to get this torch. Second action will be to try and light the thing. So it is lit. I think one of the, because I mean, just like rubbing in the oil on a thing that's designed to catch fire fairly easily, it catches up. So you've got another source of light in here. Werzium, what are you doing?
Do I still feel my medallion vibrating?
Oh yeah, and you still see your breath in here.
Okay. I drop my silver sword.
Okay. Clatters to the ground.
Is that a
free action? Yeah.
Okay. Draw my cavalry sword.
All right, that's out. Do you want to take another action?
And I can't see it. Correct.
You could spend another action to try and locate this thing.
Sure. Let's do it.
So we 3 stamina. Give us an awareness check, please.
All right. Oh, no good.
Okay. Dr. Gravek, what are you doing?
He's going to actively dodge and bleed.
Good call.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's see here. Actively dodge
my-
grants you what?
-2 penalty, and anyone trying to strike you in melee range.
Okay. So -2 to attack rolls on you?
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay. All right. So then, the voice comes from somewhere in the shadows once again, and it moves from one to another to another to, "What do you intend to do with that knife, Doctor? Will you slit your own throat?"
Not going back.
You can make a defense against this. So if you want to try and dodge, the difficulty is going to be a 27.
Okay. Yeah.
So close. The scalpel is knocked out of your hand. And then second one, this, if you can dodge again, that you're going to be rolling against a 23 this time.
Nope.
Oh, shit! Oh, no. So I'm not sure what you do. Maybe you turn around and you just open yourself up. This is... boy. So you take... Hi, Anna. Anna says hi to everyone.
Hey, if it wants to kill me too, that gets him out of it.
Not at all. So you take 15 points of damage.
He's out.
Okay. She's very concerned about as soon as she's a killer DM until it comes time to actually kill characters. Then she's,
Yeah.
oof. Septic shock. The blow damages your intestines, letting waste enter your bloodstream.
If the doctor was awake, he'd say, "Boy, this is bad."
Okay, so and what you guys see is that there's the one hand that sort of knocks this thing aside, and there's another one that just grabs him like right around the midsection, and you can see blood spurts out of Dr. Gravek's mouth, and he once again, the arm is beginning to reel him back in. Sindaith, what are you doing?
Okay, so he can see the arm, right?
You see the arm. It is from the corner, basically where Werzium was hiding before. That's the direction it's dragging him back.
All right, here we go.
Werzium was not hiding anywhere.
I was setting up a tactical ambush. So go ahead, come on, make that spell cast and count. Yeah!
There we go.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. And my dodge is not good enough. Hits this thing. Now, while the other things have been not as effective, this fire... Oh, and give us a 75% roll, please.
Sure.
Forgot to do that last time.
Well, I didn't say anything because I'm like, it's maybe incorporeal, so I was kind of
No,
like... that may
definitely
not be
remind me of that
well-known.
shit. It is more...
Okay.
The more
Okay,
likely
that's
explanation
fine.
is that I forgot, not that
No,
it doesn't apply.
That's fine, Kevin. That's fine.
Why don't you use a second roll, too, because I did cheat you of the first two ones as well.
All right, fair enough.
And there's no
There we
sense.
go.
All right. So, yeah, fire illuminates this thing, and you're all wishing it didn't. So all of you who are conscious, give us a courage check, please.
Flint and courage.
Gravek is blissfully dying.
I think I'm going to have to raise that skill.
Yeah, you get to skip out on this one, Robert. Sweet.
Yeah,
Little benefit right
You're doing
I'm going to go ahead and
septic
declare
shock from your burst intestines.
I am spending luck on this.
Okay.
I should have.
I'm going to, just to make sure.
Okay. All right. So then what that means is, let's see here. Well, actually, no, you all are good.
Okay.
Yes, and it's so 1 point of luck is just for the initial investment. So this thing, what you're seeing is a horrifically thin and twisted, pale creature, but it also it seems to be constantly like you're not quite seeing what it is. It's if you try and focus on what you're looking at, it makes it even worse because it seems to be constantly shuddering and moving as it's dragging Dr. Gravek in. However, the fire though that has not been good for it. Selena. Oh, unless Dr. or Sindaith, did you want to spend stamina to take another action?
Let's go ahead and burn it again. To hell with it.
Hell yeah.
I have the stamina right now.
Yeah.
I might not in a minute.
Okay. Okay. Let's make that count. Come on.
Come on. This is an extra action.
Okay. Ooh.
Might not hit.
Okay, let's see. I might be able to dodge this. I do, yeah. So that last one, you really got his attention now. So it undulates and twists, almost like a snake, as if its torso is twisted out longer, and it moves to the side. The fireball hits the back of the room, briefly illuminates it, and then leaves this thing just burning from your initial thing. Oops, I think I skipped Selena. Hold on. There you go. Selena, you're up next. What are you doing?
I'm going to try. What I'm trying to do is to get it to let go of Dr. Gravik, so I'm going to try and stick the torch in its face.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you race forward. Go ahead and give us an attack. This will be with...
athletics?
I think so, sure. Is that what is club... What would a club use?
I don't know.
Probably melee. Melee is... I mean, or whatever you think.
Let's see here. So no, like swordsmanship is a separate skill. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm not trying to club the guy. I'm trying to stick it in his face.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, sure. Give us an athletics check. Why not? I'm sold.
Single strike. No extra action.
Are you doing one attack or two attacks?
Stiletto, but that's.
Are you doing fast attack or are you doing strong strike?
Oh, it's a fumble.
It's a fumble. Still a really good roll though. 21.
Yeah.
You only fumbled by 1, so that's great. Okay, so
Interesting.
Let's see here. I think it's going to have to try and dodge this because if it can't really block fire, fumble.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's actually a critical hit on this thing. So it'll be plus 3 damage. Yeah, plus 3 damage. Basically, why don't you give us a 4d6 roll, please? Selena.
4d6. Here we go.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that sucked.
So you jab this thing in, it releases Dr. Gravek. He slumps down to the ground and is bleeding out of his mouth. You could spend 3 stamina to take another action if you like.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Now, what's that action going to be? I will try and... I won't have time to do very much, but try and grab Dr. Gravek to move him back.
Okay.
Or actually... it makes no sense. I'll just... Having stabbed it in its face, I'll keep waving the torch in front of it.
Sure,
Try
okay.
and get between Dr. Gravek and it.
Why don't you give us a persuasion check, please? Yeah. Nice. Okay. Then, Werzium. Your brave little companion has once again saved Dr. Gravek.
Visible, right? I could see that
Oh,
armor.
most definitely. It's on fire.
I move towards it, and I'm going to, I'm now in Werzium basic wheelhouse mode. So I just step forward with both swords, and I'm going to attack with joint attack.
Go right ahead.
All right. Okay, let's see. No. And no modifier this time? Is that...
No modifiers this time. No, you're not. The only reason you had it before is because of the door, right? Like you were sort of having to push in and try to fight near the doors. This is just a corner of a room.
Gotcha. I'm going through the whole questionnaire here, which is particularly long on the joint. It's really impressive.
It's very thorough.
Yeah, because you got to go through both weapons separately. So it's
if
like
you don't, you don't want to have your attack audited though. So you got to be very careful with.
I mean, I always make fun of it, but it's actually pretty sweet. So I'm choosing torso, by the way, on both.
Okay. Go. All right. So the first one was a hit.
So let me put in there too that I failed, of course, to modify. I should have put in +3 because the joint automatically subtracts 3 from each result, but my Viper School negates
offsets that. Okay.
Modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, if it's +3, then those are both hits, not crits, but both hits. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. All right. Witcher Steel coming up first.
Okay. Go. That hits its hide. Second one does not seem to penetrate, unfortunately.
There we go. A little better.
There you go. Okay, so that cuts. Yeah. Give us a percentile roll.
Okay. Oh. A little extra.
Okay.
Something.
So cutting once again. There's that black, oily wispiness that comes out of this cut in its side. You want to spend stamina, take another 3 stamina, take another action.
Yes, I do.
Go right ahead.
But not before I mutter bleed, demon.
Okay.
And,
Nice.
Okay, done that. Joint attack coming up. Extra action, yes. Steel.
Okay, so
Choosing torso again. Cavalry sword, torso. And here we go.
I made these donations. Oh my. Okay. So the first one, both of those are unfortunately misses. I successfully parried by
I failed to. So that should be a 24. Forget the fumble's a fumble, but I should have the 20.
Yeah, the 24 is still not. It's a 27 I got for my parry.
Okay, got it.
Demons are no joke. But so at a 0, that means I beat your parry by about 26. So
wow.
I think I'm going to ask you to give us another try. Just give us a swordsmanship roll, a basic roll. Let's see if you keep your hands on that steel sword of yours.
Yep. Let's see. What would be a basic roll?
I think if you click on it, shouldn't it prompt you to be able to make just a basic roll with swordsmanship?
It actually does. Swordsmanship is just a ridiculous menu of really good choices. But I don't know what there's no basic actually. Let's see.
What is your swordsmanship score?
8.
8. Okay. So, and then your what is it? Your agility it uses or reflexes? Agility, I think.
Reflexes.
Is it reflexes?
It uses reflexes.
Okay. What's your reflexes?
My reflexes is a 10. So
10.
The 18 base.
Okay. So give us a 1d10 exclamation mark plus 18. And if you happen to roll a 1, we'll just recalculate what your fumble would be.
All right.
Nice. Okay. So you're going to feel that, like, it's going to be a minute before you get feeling back in your arm, but you fortunately don't lose it. You very, very nearly do, but this is the, like, hitting a metal backstop with an aluminum bat kind of situation here where you're just like, oh, shit. Your whole arm goes numb from that parry. Then it is, so Dr. Gravek is just bleeding. It is this thing's turn.
But he has to make a stun and death save.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Here we go. Go ahead and give us a stun check.
As near as I can tell, there's no modifiers.
No, I think it's just
Yeah.
Does it go
let's
down
see.
by 1 each round?
It does go down by 1 each round.
Okay, so come on.
Where? I have such a hard time finding that pop-up, mainly because I'm not there. This
Is it the top?
Got it.
Okay, good. Wait, to succeed, you need to roll below 1.
That's not.
That doesn't make sense.
2
Actually,
plus 1 divided by 2 plus 0 plus 0.
Here.
2 plus 1 divided by 2.
Okay, because like I don't think it does not make sense for you to calculate your stun death check and then have that tank because your stats are all down. So I think something may be going wrong with the
Calculator.
Yeah. Let's see here. So stun. What is your body plus will divided by 2?
body plus
Normally.
will divided by- Normally is body plus will normally is 7 plus is 11. So do you round up or down?
Let's say round up.
So it would be 6.
So your stun would be a 6.
So I would have to roll
Roll
below
under this
6.
number or be stunned. So yeah, so that's fine. You're not dead.
Yep. Okay.
Then this thing's turn. So it would take damage from the fire. It takes 1 action to it recoils back. It screeches, which sounds like a stuttered, like almost as if like its voice is only partly heard here. It's shuddering between its realm and your own. Throws itself against the wall to put the fire out, to cast it back into shadows, and then you hear that same like popping or cracking sound that you've heard before, Selena, as it falls into the shadows. And then the temperature in the room seems to return to normal.
Oof.
So, why don't we take our belated mid-session break right now? Anna Banana's been asking me to go outside, I think, so I'll go let her out. Dr. Gravik will have an opportunity to read the returning from death rules in the interim, and we can see what happens next.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to make a heal check or a first aid check.
Okay, so we'll be back momentarily.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out what significant portion of this, what percentage of this game has involved figuring out how to heal Dr. Greyback. Like, way too
Who's got the
much.
best healing skill?
Well, other than Dr. Greyback.
That would be me because I can cast healing magic.
Aha.
right.
Then we know who it is.
Me just got it.
Yeah.
I have got an incredible number of XP to use, improvement points to use.
Yeah, I need.
Suddenly, when we
more.
get a chance to spend them, Selena's going to become remarkably better at a lot of things.
Mhm.
I think you can spend them whenever you want, right? Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, you can spend them whenever you want.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
think
thought
just
this
between
was one of the
sessions
games where
is
we had
fine.
to have a break in the adventure, or
I don't think so.
Ooh.
No.
No, I usually,
Well.
yeah, between adventures, I think is good.
Yeah, I've been saving them for like luck, but I think that
I'll
might
ask
be
at the end.
that might be a
I've got 47
losing
IP.
proposition.
Did Selena just
Whoa.
put Greyback out of
47.
his misery?
No, I was just trying out a function, so I think I figured out a better way of
Oh, nice.
doing the strikes.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, yeah.
Because I had to, I saw that on the weapon I hadn't selected which skill it was, and then now I've got it. It rolls damage first, and then you choose what kind of attack you're doing. So it sort
Like
of
the spells.
does it all in one. And, Yeah.
Very cool.
So finally
do that?
figured it out.
How do you
Okay.
do that?
We were just saying about experience points. Can you spend it any time, or we have to wait to the end of downtime?
No, between sessions. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm not.
I should have been doing that.
And
then.
yeah, in this game, I'm
James
not being
has
precious
40.
about the. We only play every 2 weeks, so you might as well spend it while you got it.
Selena's going to become remarkably more skilled before the next session. With 47 IP, she's
47.
47.
You're 47 unspent.
Oh my
I
gosh,
haven't
dude.
been spending anything since pretty much the beginning. I missed the down session.
The only campaign where I really have been like requiring training has been on Night Below. I think in the last couple of years. Every other game, it's like fuck it, spend it between sessions because
Well, it's 6 o'clock now, so I'll celebrate my 47 IP with a...
Nice.
Nice. There you go. All right. So, what do we need to do to keep Dr. Greyback alive?
Let the mage cast healing.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's
Do
what I
not
need to do.
fumble this.
Let's see. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Magic spells. Come on, baby.
So, you can picture that in this room, there's still just like the burning. Oh, Celine's got her torch now.
Yeah.
Right. So you got your torch hanging over. Here we go.
Oops. except the roll is still a 14.
So let's see here. The difficulty for it is, here we go, healing hands. Not healing hands, the other
Better
thing.
send my liquor over to you.
Hey, I still have luck points, not many, but I can die like 4 more times.
Let's see here. Oh. Yeah, that's going to be a success or fail. So why don't you give us another death save,
Yeah.
Dr. Greyback?
-1.
5 stamina to cast that?
I think it's. Hold on a second. Let me
Oof.
go read it. Yeah, it's 5 stamina, and then with my focus, it's -1, so it's 4.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, phew, let's get that death save from Dr. Greyback. So it's a 5 or less right now.
Yep.
Come on.
Add my modifier. Yep. No, 5 or less.
Okay.
Okay.
So
he's out.
1 luck to stabilize. Your luck is down to a 3 now.
Yep.
And then Sindaith, you can give us another.
Try again.
Yeah, at this point, it's really, I mean, now it just, you're going to be able to heal him because he spent a luck point to stabilize.
Okay.
So, let's see here.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, because he's really, really, really screwed up. The healing spell
Mentally,
number
physically,
times.
emotionally.
Yeah.
It might be next time he'll just jump into the thing's arms. He's
Okay.
like, look, I'm tired of this shit.
So Dr. Gravek is suffering from 2 different injuries right now.
Yeah.
2 different criticals. What that will do is heal the first, so the sepsis has been resolved.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Are you able to cast it once again?
Yeah, I could still cast.
So this can take a little while. Actually, it takes, for the critical he suffered, it's 10 uses you need.
Oh yeah, remember we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
But the sepsis was really the worst thing.
Yeah. So watch out, something like you need 10 castings of it to deal with the sepsis. So this is gonna be a whole afternoon or whole evening kind of thing. That you're dealing with. So while Sindaith is taking, you're gonna have to like take breaks to recover, to catch your breath, right?
Yeah, we what did we determine stamina, how it recovered?
So in combat, I think you can you take your breath?
Yeah.
In
That's an action.
let's see, where is it? I think it's under the things. It is, like, I know this is a second revision of it, but like having the actions for combat in 2 different parts of the thing is just very. Maybe there was a logic behind it, but it escapes me. Take a recovery action. Full round action. You can gain back stamina equal to your recovery stat. So, Sindaith, what's your recovery stat?
I gotta find it.
I think top of the page always.
9.
9. Okay, yeah. So you could basically like every.
Third round?
Yeah, you could do like 2 rounds of it and then take a recovery, 2 rounds of it. Yeah, so I think you'd be like getting yourself near exhaustion to do it, but that'll be enough to stabilize Dr. Gravek's, or to cure the 1 injury. The other critical is the punctured spleen.
Yeah.
Which sounded bad until the second one.
It sounds much better in comparison to the, sepsis intestine injury. So why don't you give us another spellcasting check there, Sindaith? And you could probably just roll your spellcasting rather than clicking on the spell.
Oh, okay.
Because that's probably just 1 click. I mean, you're going to have a form to fill out, I imagine, as well, but...
It's not too bad of a form.
Yeah. And worth it in the end when you get that sweet, sweet return.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another great roll. Yeah. Okay, so the bleeding would stop from that, and then this is actually only DC 16 that you need to roll for dealing with this one. There'll be 6 castings of it. We're not going to make you roll each time. Let's see if we can get a success.
Every one. Oh.
Okay. Fortunately, Dr. Gravek has paid the ultimate cost for his luck. Boom. There we go. So it's not going to cause him to, die or anything like that. I think what we can just say is that over time and with careful castings, you are able to restore him back to his full health. It's a little weird that you can just do that. Mm-hmm. Kind of cheapens as long as you got a mage in the party, kind of cheapens the nature of the critical injuries.
I mean, unless there's, let's see, had they done a rules expansion?
I thought we figured something out the last time, that there was a difference. And
that's right.
A very subtle difference. Like, you had to look at 3 different sections to figure it out.
Yeah.
I can keep looking in on this. I I'll keep looking at this.
Yeah, I don't remember what the conclusion we reached in that was.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's been so long since I played.
Oh, here we go. So after a critical wound has been treated by a doctor or mage, it must heal over time. So the magic doesn't necessarily, it treats it, it doesn't heal it. And you'll need to get rid of the treated penalty.
Okay.
And then I think the difference is that with your ability, doesn't it like dramatically reduce the time as well, Dr. Graybeck?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why getting a doctor is better if you can. So what that will mean then is, Dr. Graybeck, your 2 persisting injuries right now. Ruptured spleen gives you -2 to your stun. And
Ooh,
septic shock. Oh. -5 to stamina permanently.
Ooh, okay.
Hold on,
Ouch.
but that's the treated condition. So I think that that's not like a permanent loss.
No.
So you'll be able to get that back. So -5 to your stamina, minus. Holy smokes!
Yeah, I was looking for those. I was like,
And then what is your body score when it's at full? 5?
body score. So you love the character sheets there. Body score is 7.
7 normal. Okay. So then recovery time. Where is it here? You will need 8 days before that sepsis injury goes away, and 5 days until your spleen injury goes away.
Those are probably not things I can operate on myself. No. Yeah, there's no way.
No,
Xbox fine, yes.
unfortunately, yeah, you were unconscious during this whole time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they can use Sindaith could use the healing to restore you back up to your full hit points. You can restore your hit points back to normal.
Yep. Okay.
You have more than 5 hit points, though, right? What is going on there?
Because I don't know. Because I don't know what's going on there.
There's some weird math that the thing does as you take damage.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're back to normal. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So it is a great deal of magic. There's a great deal of time that Sindaith spends pouring magical energy into Dr. Graybeck. Wurzium and Selena, like this is going to be probably an hour's worth of work. What are you guys doing in the interim?
Recover my silver sword.
Okay.
Find my thrown knife, stamp out this torch, and get the proper lighting back up again.
So you'll have to collect a lantern because those 2 were broken. But I think that's
by
not.
good luck, I also have a lantern in my pack.
Oh,
so
there you go. So you get that lit up.
we'll get that up. And
Okay.
As soon as Graybeck's awake, he's going to go and buy like 5 more lanterns.
Wurzium and Selena. Anything else you guys wish to do?
Well, Graybeck thanks everybody, first of all.
Wurzium, so one thing you know, these things, you have driven it off. Do you take any steps to try and secure this place in the eventuality that it returns?
Do we have any idea how to do that? I mean, the door seems, ostensibly slowed it down, or in the sense that it gave us a little warning, so there's that. Besides that, Wurzium will begin some chatter of is there anything we can do, and especially when maybe the doctor is conscious again, to participate in the conversation.
Yeah.
So what can we do to either keep it out or give us more time to wake up if it comes back?
So I don't think it's ever, and this is Doctor speaking, I don't think I've ever seen it come away from the shadows. So if the room has no shadows to begin with, then I don't think it could come in.
All right, that's a good. And the door did seem to perhaps slow it down, so give us a little, maybe give us a little warning, if perhaps. But yeah, a well-lit room, that makes sense to me. Let's see if our host will supply us with some more lanterns that we can keep the room bright in our during nighttime.
Do you remember if this thing came in? What was it in the room before Selena opened the door?
I suppose. I mean, it's a. But it did choose to put claw marks on the door. I mean, I it's a thought. It's not. It's not going to be.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, because I think it must have sort of zipped in through the shadows once I opened the door, because I didn't see it going past me, and
Maybe it
I was
has
right
to,
next to the door.
Maybe it has to see the room. It has to see the shadow that it enters. So if we block the door completely, put things underneath of it.
Yeah, it's worth a try. I mean, obviously, it's not something to rely on, but until further notice, it's worthy of small cost, no cost, and keeping the room as bright as we can.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the very first time the demon appeared. He was in a, if I recall, it was sort of like a trailer type of, like, it felt like, at least from my memory, it was like kind of like a long, narrow room. Well, I had a door. Do you recall? Did it have windows, Kev? Probably
had windows, yeah.
Okay.
That was a shop. That was where you had rented the space to serve as a apothecary.
Yeah, so probably could look in through there and maybe. Yeah. Okay.
So Sindaith, once this is stabilized too, and everyone's sort of talking things over, tell us what is going on in your head, having that memory brought back so harshly now. This is the first time you've seen this. What was it that Werzium called it?
Nightbiter.
Nightbiter is the name of it, but it's the type of demon.
Can I help or no, Kevin?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Cascalid is what I have.
Yeah. What's Sindai thinking here?
Well, I'm trying to think. I'm wondering what exactly he knows about demonology.
I mean, you know that it is it's expressly forbidden from anywhere in the north. It's the kind of magic that gives mages a bad name.
Yeah.
Why don't you give, what is it? There's an education skill or something like that. Let's see here. Where is it? Intelligence.
Yeah, there's education underneath intelligence.
Let's give it an education check. Let's see how much.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Okay. So, I mean, what you know is that there are types. I mean, there are obviously other casters in the world, like druids and priests, who draw their power from connections with other beings. That is most definitely not Goetia. The dark arts require, or at least the Goetia, as opposed to necromancy, it involves bargains, and unlike summoning elemental spirits to infuse golems, that is a fairly common mage practice. This is dealing with, like, you're actually dealing with and binding through secret and ancient magics, creatures of the infernal realm. And by their nature, they are extremely secretive and they are extremely cautious with what they share. So it is Yeah. And this has been forbidden back to the times of even before the conjunction of the spheres. It's said that there are some elder folk who even turn to Goetia in desperation to try and fight the tide of the newcomers. But I mean, these lessons always end in tragedy. There are definitely, to understand why people would do it, there are things that you can gain through Goetia that you simply cannot otherwise. Like, think of the power that Gravek's former master has to simply say, find him wherever he is and bring him to me.
Right.
Like, there's not a spell you could work that would do that. Why do you think Sindaith would have, if not expressly dabbled in Goetia, why he would have been pursuing studies along those lines that led to his lover's loss, disappearance? Like, power, just generally speaking, is it power? Was there a specific goal he had in mind?
Yeah, I think for Sindaith, it was almost a knowledge for knowledge's sake. You know, because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should do it. He hadn't learned that lesson yet.
Okay.
So it was just, oh, I can do this. Well, let's see, and pushing that line and pushing that boundary.
What Wurzim has said before is that these types of demons can basically pull what it was trying to do with Gravek was to pull him into kind of like an extra dimensional space, a pocket world, and once they're sort of trapped and at the mercy of these creatures. This may be the type of thing that took your lover.
Mm-hmm.
So, knowing that there is something like that that's pursuing Dr. Gravek, knowing that you suddenly realize, like, oh, this is the thing. This may be what has happened. How's Sindaith feeling now that he has a moment to catch his breath, that Dr. Gravek is stabilized, that they're talking about like how to prevent this thing from reappearing? What's Sindaith thinking and doing?
He might. I think he's probably toying with those ideas again, and now it's more of beginning to think of, instead of just eliminating this thing, somehow getting control of it, questioning it, something like that. I think the wheels are starting to turn for him, and he's beginning to think more long term now that he's kind of made those two connections.
Okay. Yeah, they certainly. What's said of what Wurzim would have mentioned about the Casgillid as well is that they can also find answers. They are demons of knowledge. So, yeah, in addition to finding people and things and whatnot, they also said that you can send them off and they'll bring back information for you.
Yeah.
Albeit at a cost. So, if you could trap this thing or bind it in some way.
Yeah, that's going to be the next things he's going to research.
Yep. Well, and of course you weren't actually in the session, but Gravek has found an item to do that, but his former mistress has the item that controls it.
Yeah, at the least Dr. Gravek understands the core principle of like these things. The more it becomes this tenuous balance where like you rely more on this device to satisfy and bind them. Gravek tried to kill them, his last master, by just disposing of it or hiding it. Mm-hmm. And it seems that she was a little more powerful than he expected.
Yep.
So, what does Sindaith share with everyone as far as to govern what everyone, or to gauge what everyone else knows and can react to what his long-term goals are.
Yeah, so we know. Let's see here. So
I definitely don't want to control a demon, but if we were to trap this thing, how would we go about doing this? Do witches have ways of binding demons, or am I thinking of demonologists?
I think the main thing now, I think, is he's really going to probably press the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Sinditha looks at him and is like, how often has that happened where this demon has come after you?
Twice, and he will, including this, and he explains the whole backstory, not really giving names, but saying, he was, I was under a, probably not close enough to that thing. I was working under a mage who had control, basically a retired Igor, who at first I thought was relatively normal, but discovered that she was dealing with forces like this demon. And by that point, she had me, she had so much that she could have done to me that I couldn't escape. And I decided that I had to kill her, or at least distract her long enough to get away. And so she was controlling it through this device, artifact, something. And he would call us what it looked like. Well, obviously he does, since he found it.
Yeah.
Did you ever tell me what that was, Kev?
I did not. No.
Okay. So he describes it and says that I hid it, so that she had to have it in her possession to be able to control it. And when I hid it, I hoped that it would come after her, and it did. In the confusion, I escaped, but apparently she, basically fought it off enough, and then discovered where I had hidden the device.
Yeah, that's
all I know.
Definitely didn't hide it well enough.
Mm.
Well,
I'd forgotten that Sinditha and Dr. Greybeck were traveling together before they met up with Werzium and Selena, too. So Greybeck almost falls into the old habit of sidekick to a mage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to...
And I think the thing's just going to keep coming until we could either completely kill it or gain control of it.
Yeah, that'll be the next thing we need to do. We can't have a demon harassing us constantly.
One of the things you've sort of reached, for Werzium at least, you've reached the limits of his knowledge about this. But if he could access alternate sources, there is another Witcher school in the north up here. And didn't you hear something about a Witcher, or a retired Witcher, in the, what do you call it, in the Siedza lands?
Yes. There was a... let's see. There was... not Marco? Was that the one?
Yep.
Marco Oldborn.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently is the ear of Duke. I mean, retired from witching, but not retired from intrigue.
Yeah.
As he has the ear of the Duke Xenon, that is, ruler of Zitza.
Yep.
And the father of our employer, Duke Victor Ziba of Rava.
He is, the Duke of Siedza is the father of his wife. Or she's from the Siedza, he is from Rava. Duke Victor is from Rava. He's married to the Duchess Arietta.
which is all probably lost on the Witcher. He's like,
Yeah.
yes.
Someone's married to someone. Nobles. Ugh.
Yes, that's what I said. That's what I said.
What was of interest to you, the Siedza have for centuries kept ravens as well.
And Werzium, at some point, if he's in earshot, probably muttered, control it. We're going to kill it. Mage games. As far as the demon, obviously. And Werzium will help, will have Selena and himself perhaps and help with lanterns for the night.
What you would know as well, just because this is again a common thing. Remember we talked about the impact of Dimeritium, how it shuts down magic. If this thing apports through shadows, that may also, if you can find enough Dimeritium to make a bomb, and if you learn how to make a bomb, that could shut down that ability and lock it in place. That nonsense of it skipping from shadow to shadow to shadow, Dimeritium bomb would certainly take care of that. It would also fuck up Sindai's ability to work magic and your ability to work signs if it's in an enclosed area. But if what you want to do is keep it in one place.
Except that I think the fire was by far the most effective.
Yeah, good poor man's
Most definitely, yeah.
application against it. Yeah.
Also, the other thing that Gravik wanted to say is that he does know that if you move, if you leave the area, that it can't immediately find you. It basically has to find information the way anybody else does. Talking to people, shaking them down. Maybe has some other abilities, but it's not like it can immediately find you if you move.
You guys have Werzium and Selena. You suddenly have flashbacks to Dr. Gravik bursting into your room and insisting you guys leave town for this job urgently.
But that was leave this job.
So,
all right. So, how does the doctor look at this point? Later that night?
he's still like bandaged. He has his the obvious wounds have healed. He seems to be stabilized, but what Dr. Gravik can tell you is it'll take time. Like it's going to be several days before he is back to his normal self. His stamina is reduced by 5.
So in other words, standard. We're kind of used to this. The doctor's going to need some
the
days.
walking wounded. He's just a cautionary tale. Don't break your arm like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a little weary. You know, his stamina's down, but he seems otherwise ready to go. It would be a day's travel to get to Kurau, the next town. And with all the wounds treated, if Sindaith wants to assist with the your knight escort as well, then he likely would be in a similar position, treated wounds, but not needing time for them to heal. For Sir Richard,
So we can press on. If very good.
So
I think we should do so.
okay, you guys can top up your stamina once again. You guys will have had more than enough time to get down or to rest up. Anything else you wish to do before we depart?
Gravik invests in a few torches as well.
Okay.
Yep. It's like 5.
We can picture him like he grabs one, puts it in his bag, and then another 2, and then he puts 4 more in there.
Need one of these.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice torch right there.
Okay. So, Dr. Greyback, tell us what's going through your mind at this point, too. This is the first time this thing has actually tried to get you, and it came dangerously close.
Scared to death, to tell you the truth. And he's absolutely, this isn't, it kind of flashed through his mind while he was there. It's like, this thing's not taking me. He's trying to figure out ways to, if he absolutely has to, that there's no way that the thing could stop it. So he's kind of looking through, basically kill himself before the thing takes him.
What do you make of the fact that it kept disarming you?
Yeah, that's the problem. Well, it didn't want him to. It didn't want him dead, basically.
Yeah.
Even though it did a really good job at trying it. So it would have killed him. So he's looking for, he might look for him. I don't know if he would look for a medical way, like trying to find a poison or something like that, but that maybe would have an antidote that the thing wouldn't know about, something a little bit safer, so that as soon as he sees it, he can take the poison,
okay,
and then have an antidote present on somebody else.
I'll carry that for you.
All right. I think that's what he would look for.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
something that wouldn't immediately kill him, but might make it obvious.
yeah, why don't you give us an alchemy roll, please?
Sure.
Let's see what you've come up with here.
Time for another fumble. His luck's not back. It shows it at 3, but it's at 0 right now. Alchemy is under and no craft. Okay, there it is. Why the man?
Okay. You've got something in mind, a combination of your expertise in alchemy and your expertise in medicine. You've got something in mind that could very easily put you in there. It will be, you're going to want to be asking around in town.
Yep.
And depending on like how big the community is going to be how easily this stuff is going to be locatable. Is that a word? I don't know. It is now.
Yeah.
It is now.
It's one of the few privileges of a lawyer. We just get to make words. So Gravex is dreaming of ways to fake his death.
Not even to fake it. He doesn't want the creature to, like, if it can detect lies or anything like that. He wants it to be a real death if the antidote is not given.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And Werzium and Selena, what are you guys making of all this? Like, this is Werzium. How would you scale the difficulty of facing that thing versus some of the other adversaries you've faced thus far?
Well, it's peculiar. It's got its own profile. I think Werzium tackles it as a professional. Like he's unemotional, dispassionate about it.
Yep.
Intrigued.
Some might say an asshole. No.
Intrigued that it's completely different. For example, the ice creature versus or the griffin. So this one is far more. Obviously, it's sneaky and it's high. Light is a weapon, and fire is not uncommonly a weapon in a lot of cases, and in this one especially because of the need to spot it and the need to deprive it of shadows. He's going through all these things, and this is his he's gonna tackle it as a tactician, I think.
Yeah.
That's his approach, and think to himself that that I think the chatter, if he caught it, about controlling it is, full eye roll on that one.
Fucking mages.
Yeah, stupid mage. That's just ridiculous. We're not controlling anything. If I can put a sword through it, kind of deal. And thinks to himself that, well, at least it doesn't pose a threat to the keep. It's obviously completely after the doctor, by all information. Yeah,
and unless you take an effort to let the Knights of the Forefather know, like, it seems like they don't have any clue. They'll probably have questions about what happened to the door, but
right.
That's it, right?
So Selena,
Yeah.
we don't know why.
Yeah.
Adolescents, they're hard to explain many times. Teenagers.
Yeah, and Selena, like seeing the damage that that thing did to Dr. Gravek too, it came very close to connecting with you as well. And while you wouldn't say anything, like you were there when it had its claws into Dr. Gravek when you managed to get in. You felt a breeze pulling because you were the first one up there. Like there was an opening where this creature was. It was not pulling Dr. Gravek in to like bite him or whatnot. It was doing exactly as they said, and you could feel the breeze leading into that place.
So I'm not very excited. I'm reevaluating my life choices traveling with the.
I mean, to be fair, Dr. Grave, comparing it to creatures that have killed Dr. Gravek, I mean, it's, it goes down pretty easy.
Random bandit in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to compare them to rank them based on that. But yeah, it's definitely a much.
Well, it's sinking its claws into him screaming as this thing's pulling him slowly in there. She ran over, and she could feel a sucking breeze of it, of her getting in. If you had misstepped, or if you'd gone even closer in, Selena, like, who's to say what would have happened to you?
Yeah, could have grabbed you.
Or she could have just tumbled through that hole. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Yep, and I'm not really into the supernatural. It has to be said. I'm more into the material things, like gold and diamonds. And
so why are you hanging out with this witcher then?
Well, it seemed like a good, safer way to travel with a bodyguard. But between a doctor and a butcher, it's life is getting rather dangerous.
Yeah, I would like to know, the demon didn't come for me. I don't know why you're including me in this whole...
Oh, griffins.
Oh, that was a job.
Trees that tried to stamp on me.
One has to eat. It's a task.
So, are there any measures that you guys have in place, or you're thinking of doing in the event for when this thing returns? Because what does seem certain is it's not a question of if it returns; it's a matter of when.
Mm-hmm.
I think that. I think that the young one and the doctor, the young one especially, probably should focus on light. So I will need to be focused on attacking. The mage will be using fire. The doctor will be trying to stay out of the way and stay alive, and perhaps helping with light, but mainly stay alive.
Yeah.
And probably, Selena, if you could work on the light, that would be my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Are there also, can one make a fire bomb or something? A flask?
Yeah, I believe in...
That's the spirit, young one.
So let's look in the core rulebook. There are a list of alchemical items, and... I'm assuming it's not invisible ink you want.
No.
Oh, Zeracanian Fire. Zeracanian Fire immediately sets whatever it touches on fire. Throwing it is an athletics attack with a range equal to your body times 2 meters. And it splatters in a 2-meter cone away from wherever it lands, lighting anyone and anything in the area on fire.
I think that's what I'm going to be needing.
I think the doctor would...
there's also quick fire. A dose of quick fire poured onto a person's surface or object dries quickly. Anything so treated is extremely flammable. There's a 50% chance that it will ignite each time it's exposed to flame or sparks of any kind.
I could use that for a trap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it into a room with one shadow.
And do we have any idea how difficult it is to obtain?
It has an availability of P, which is, let's see,
Pretty easy.
poor, regional or army-specific gear. That doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means.
Oh, because I'm also after my poignard that I want, but that's also region-specific, so
Is it?
I'm gonna have to be traveling a lot to find my.
Where is the? Let's see here.
Looking for the alchemy
Well, fortunately for you, Witchers travel quite a bit.
crafting. There we go.
Yeah. Let's see here. The poignard. Where is it? Where is the region for that?
Oh, the poignard. Is it Temuria? I think it's. I'm sorry, I can't find my my knife, but if it's in the weapon list, it's the.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's
Temerian
got
design.
the name there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I think what we could do is we'll use kind of like I don't think in the rules as written this is a thing, but I think we'll kind of use like a streetwise type thing to if you can track down the more difficult things are going to be. Yeah, there is a streetwise skill. And I mean, we'll set the difficulty higher for the stuff that's harder to find. Just because it's regional doesn't mean it's not there. I was listening to Shadow over Innsmouth last night before the session to get in mood for Call of Cthulhu. When I thought we were playing Call of Cthulhu, and I love that there's one bit where they talk about the idol, that strange idol that they think was from the South Seas, brought back by traders, and it's like this is the kind of stuff that happens, especially with the amount of war and mercenaries and whatnot going across the continent. Stuff is brought from all over. So just because it's regional doesn't mean you may not be luck out and be able to find it.
Yeah, so I was sort of holding for a town.
Yeah.
Something big enough to be.
Well, even here,
looking
this
for.
is. I mean, the Knights of the Forefather would be bringing back stuff as well. You can actually. They have given you access to their supplies here too. Why don't you give us a? It's poor and it's a smaller location. Let's set it a difficulty of 18, which gives us streetwise at 18.
Streetwise at 18.
And we're down to the last 12 minutes if you want to get rid of that luck as well.
Yeah, I'll do a look on that as well. And
It's here.
Nice.
how nice!
You could try something if you do want to try and acquire some Zeracanian fire or that quick fire. This is, again, it's a military stronghold.
Same again?
Zeracania is to the east pretty far, but it's the same difficulty of finding it is poor. So it could very well be in the stores here via streetwise.
I'll use my luck again.
Okay.
I've got 1 point left.
Holy shit!
Oh, yes.
All right.
Did I mention Zeracanian trader that I know?
So what you find is actually it's sort of at the back of the room. What I'll say with that good of a rolls, they'll give it to you at half price. They're like, this is too dangerous for us to use. We've been sitting on this stuff and it's refused. So Zeracanian fire normally costs 65 per dose. It'll be 32.5 per dose instead, and quick fire is 45 per dose. Normally they'll give it to you for 22.5.
Do we have a common pool? I can't remember for
I don't think so.
money. Okay.
Okay. Well,
But
I'll do
people
some
always split
shopping
it.
then. And my poignard or whatever it is, regular price. And how much is that again off?
Poignard.
Well, I'll look that up before next session.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, your poignard is. Let's see here. 350.
Okay. Fortunately, I have 350, but we may need to.
Wow.
Okay.
I have 20. Well, I think I've been missing most of the actual getting paid sessions.
Always ducks out at paid time.
Yeah, that won't leave too much for this oil, but I guess one of these will.
Well, how does everyone like?
or
What's
two.
everyone else sitting on for cash? Does anyone else wish
I'm
to?
happy to. Greg's like, I got 20. Use it if you need it for something. One of these. Yeah.
And inventory.
Okay, so Worthing's got 132. And let me double check, because those were Redanian crowns you were paid in. Let me make sure if there's a conversion.
My 132 was earmarked for a blacksmith, but for like years.
And for the debt you owe me?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, here. One Redanian crown. Okay, so what the cost listed there is in Redanian crowns.
Okay.
Yeah, because then there's they equal one Temerian Orden, a third of a Nilfgaardian Florin, 3 ducats in Cadwyn, a quarter of a Bizant in Kovir and Povis, which is where you guys just came from, and a half of a Lintar used in the Hengfurs League, which is where you guys are headed, I believe.
Okay, so some shopping before the next session.
Okay. So if and there's as much as you wish to pick up for the Zeracanian oil and the quickfire, if you choose. You also can, if there's anything else you wish to track down or pick up, you can price that accordingly. Okay, so then I think next session, guys, we'll be setting with you guys. You guys heading off to Kurau and down into that. You know what a responsible Witcher master should do is draw a fucking map of the duchy. Beyond my, this is what I've got together so far. Is I've got a map of the region, but it's really not something I can use for you guys. Particularly where I've got like "You will die here" written down on it.
Yeah.
We could just put that up there and we could have Worzium drew it with his crayon.
Yes.
you mean you only have one spot there? I thought there was at least 3 for the doctor anyway.
Okay. It's been a long time since I've drawn a map, so maybe that'll do be a project for this afternoon. I'm still technically unemployed this week, so should make some productive use of my time. Okay, so then, guys, I believe that brings us to the end of our Long Shadows session. So, Dr. Gravek, you have only suffered 2 persisting injuries as a result of today's encounter. I count that as a win for you.
One less luck.
Seriously.
I can only come back from the dead 3 more times.
So then, I think this was a challenging fight. I think we'll give everybody 8 IP for today.
Mm.
And then I think, subject to everyone's approval, because Dr. Gravek has nearly died twice as a result of this, and this was so focused on his particular backstory, why don't we give him an extra 8?
Wow, nice. There you go.
I will take it.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
So then, you are welcome. I don't want you to feel that when your backstory comes in, you just do nothing but suffer from it and threaten
Let's work on those hit points, Doctor.
All right, so that brings us to the end of today's session. This is Chapter 10 of our Season of Ravens campaign. So for those listening at home, as always, first off, thank you so much for joining us for Chapter 10 of the Season of Ravens campaign. We are very nearly in the Duchy of Rava right now, and we saw some pretty interesting developments in 2 backstories today too. That's pretty cool. And you saw some new gear too. Selena finally has her more damaging stabby. So that's
Well, for me, it's a sword.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe Selena out front next time in the trenches.
I'm right behind you, and that's where I'm going to stay.
As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, there's a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and we have channels there dedicated to. I don't know if we've got a channel dedicated to this campaign. That's a public channel, but we definitely have an assorted games channel where we talk about a wide variety of different games, including Witcher and some of the other ones we more dabble in. And if all of us are active over there, so if you have any questions that you want to direct to there or to the wider Dungeon Musings community, you can find lots of things over there. In addition to the channels dedicated to the campaigns we run on the channel, there's a bunch of other great things like finding a group or information about. We have people keeping track of what sales are for different things through Humble Bundle or Drive Through RPG, and information about online conventions and in-person conventions, as well as just a general. It's a terrific community that's built up over there, and you are more than welcome to join us over there. There is also a. I saw that Andrew just shared a picture of his new dog too. He and his wife just adopted, or a partner just adopted, a new dog. So the Dungeon Dogs channel is is usually fairly active. In addition, there is a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That's the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really terrific organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children. You can find all about the SOS Children's Villages activities, what they do, and specifics, including the ongoing relief efforts they have in Ukraine and the surrounding countries. By following that link, you can also make a donation through there, and all donations through that go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to any other middleman or anyone else. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from those their activities. And as a small way of thanking you, we have in December our next charity raffle. And every $25 Canadian that's been donated will give you one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other great prizes in the next raffle. If you want to see what was given away last time in June, head on over to the Dungeon Musing Discord server's Charity Initiatives channel, and you'll see a list of everything that was given away. In addition, the second way we say thank you is through our charity sessions. If you've donated since June 15, 2022, be sure to head on over to the Charity Initiatives channel and cast your vote for our next charity session. At the end of November, we'll be returning to a channel favorite. That is Modifius Entertainment's Conan Adventures in an Age Undreamed Of. And what is shaping up from the donors thus far is a pirate-themed session that will be taking place along the Stygian coast. There will be one more element to vote on for that. For the next session, I got to do that updated today. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I did not. And then we'll be taking our heroes based on the votes of the donors. We'll be taking some brave Hyborian heroes off, or pirates, I suppose, maybe not heroes, off on an adventure shaped by the donors. So not only do you get a chance to shape what we're playing on the channel, you also get a chance to win some cool gaming stuff, and most importantly, help out some kids who could really use some help. The last thing I will say is an enormous thank you to our stalwart heroes here. So our demon fighting heroes, Will, Sean, Robert, and James. Thank you so much for playing today, guys. Every boss fight we have in this reminds me of what a good job this game does of providing those kind of boss fight, the tension of them and whatnot. Great
That's
stuff.
good combat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then, for those listening at home, we'll be back in the Duchy of Rava in 2 weeks' time. But until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and see the troubles that are from his past that are bedeviling our stalwart dwarven doctor. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.